Lessons Learned. I'm Sherry, and this is Monday Quilt Chat. I bet you weren't expecting me today, were you? Well, it's just a regular old Monday, so why not? Is it a regular old Monday? Yeah, it's a regular old Monday. All right, let me talk a little bit about what happened this weekend. Now, when I left you on Friday from the Finish It Friday episode, I was mentioning that I have several quilt tops that needed bindings. I had 3, and I got 2 of them done, and I'll get the other one done today easily if I can find my binding that I had made many, many moons ago to go with it. Otherwise, I'm going to be making some new binding. I don't know if any of you remember, but I was making something so many weeks ago, I don't remember, not too in the awful distant past. And I said, I found this big clump of binding I must have made and was going to use for something. And I ended up using a piece or 2 of it for something small. I think that's my binding for my quilt that I need to bind. Now I can't find the rest of it. There was a whole bunch of it, and now I'm realizing, oh, that was for that quilt. So as soon as I worked that out, I've been so distracted today trying to find it that I've been kind of stuck in my tracks for the day. But I've got to get over that. I've got to either find it or just go in and make some more out of something else, which is fine. I've got plenty of things I can make binding out of. But I'll have those 3 quilts completely finished and have a quilt show for you on Wednesday. I did mention that on Friday, I know, but that is the plan for Wednesday's video. Once in a blue moon, you know what the Wednesday video is going to be, or even I know what it's going to be, because a lot of times talking to you here on Monday, I don't even know what the Wednesday video is going to be. But this week we know. I'm hoping for a little bit of sun at some point between now and then when I make that video, so that I can get outside with the quilts and you all can really see, the true colors and see the beautiful quilting that Mary did on them, and get the full picture of how the quilts turned out. They turned out great. I have the Emerging Stars Stack and Whack. I have the Yellowstone quilt, and I have the Totally Tulips quilt that was done in K-facet materials mostly. I used a Tula Pink solid with that one as well. But I got to find my binding. I have a feeling it's down in my laundry sorter that I just, did not know what that was for. And I probably just kind of brushed it down into there, making it get out of my way. And I'll just have to go searching for that. That's working out really well, by the way, the scrap sorter at the end of the table. I'm able to just go over there and grab a handful out of there, process them, and file them away. And then also when I make new scraps, I just make them and toss them in there. And that's working out really, really well. And let's see, what direction did I want to go in after this? I have 3 things. I don't want to keep you too long today, but I have 3 things, I have 4 more things that I want to go over with you. First of all, I've got some things sitting here so that I can kind of talk to you in an organized fashion, unlike most Monday quilt chats. But we're chatting. It's supposed to be impromptu and whatever comes to my head, and kind of get you all motivated as well to do things. Stuff I got in the mail. We'll just go over that first. I got some Soft and Stable. There's been some fantastic sales recently online, and I've picked up a few things. And when they send you those emails every day tempting you with things, and this time of year the sales are wonderful, so I did pick up some Soft and Stable, which is material, kind of a foam, thin foam that you use for bags and anything you want to kind of have a stiff feel to it. So I got some of that, and it's in a kind of a messy roll, so I didn't bring that over here. And then while I was goofing around online, I found something. It's another crow fabric. You know how I love crows. I thought this was pretty. I don't remember the shop that I got this from. I went into my purchase history on my iPad here while I was getting ready to set up for you, and it doesn't show it on there, so it must be on my phone. I don't know why all of them aren't together on all my devices. This is what it looks like. I'm just collecting crow fabric. I don't know what I'm doing with it. I see something different and I get it. I thought the crows were going to be bigger than this, but that's okay. I wanted to see who made this. Okay, it is by nobody I've ever heard of. This is Ray Ritchie for Dear Stella of DearStellaDesign.com. That's all it has on it. It doesn't have Moda or Riley Blake or you know, any of the big names on it. It just says DearStellaDesign.com. So it's kind of looks kind of purple on there, but it might be a glow in the dark. I don't know. It's light blue, really. That's what it is. But that'll go in my collection. I had to show you my whole collection here pretty soon. I'm starting to get quite a few. And the reason why I got this is I was online looking for this, which is also crow fabric. Now you might recognize this. If you watch Pat Sloan every day, she recently made something out of this. She made a drawstring bag for a friend of hers, and she used this. And I went looking for it. And when I went looking for it, I found the entire line, but of course there wasn't available in every print that came in the line, but I did get this one as well. It goes with it. And it's roses. It's like orange roses on pink, on like a bright pink. So I don't know if I would use those together when I bought them. I thought maybe I would. I'd just keep those together and, you know, make something out of it like she did, or I would just put this in my collection of crow fabrics. This is hard to find. I found it on an Etsy shop called, where is it? 118 Fabrics and More. 118, like that right there. 118 Fabrics and More. Does that show up backwards for you? I don't think it does. I wish I could remember the name of the shop of this too, but I don't. But if you go search on crows, you'll get it all. This is from, I think this is a Moda, isn't it? Drop Dead Gorgeous is what it's called. Paintbrush Studio. It's called Drop Dead Gorgeous by Teresa Chan. Paintbrush Studios. There it is, right there. So that came, just some little goodies, nothing I really needed. And then I also got a pattern. Now one of you had made this pattern, and we had this exact quilt that you made on Finish It Friday 2 weeks ago. Yeah, not this past Friday, but the one before. And you mentioned that it was called Letters Home. So I went looking for Letters Home, and I found this in a shop called Legacy Wools Patterns. Also off of Etsy, I think. I think, yeah. Yeah, I did do this on Etsy. It's a shop called Legacy Wools Patterns. So this is what I'm going to do my Anne of Green Gables in. Hopefully I can get the colors correct in it. Now I got this big piece, and I'll probably use that for that outer border. I'll probably use that for it. Or I'll make this and add another border to it with this on it. I don't know. We'll just start out with the blocks first and see if I can get this to work out right with this pattern. So if you want to sew along with me on that, go to, what did I call it? Legacy Wools Patterns, and see if they'll send you one of these patterns. by the way, it's a $12 pattern, and their shipping is $5, but since I just ordered this, they reduced the postage for me a few dollars. So that's where I got it. Letters Home by Legacy Patterns. So that's what I'm going to do mine in, if anybody else wants to do the same thing. And that's probably a project I will do as soon as I get the duster finished. Let's talk about the duster. The duster. I have it here. If you don't know what I'm talking about, because I have a lot of new people, I started making this last year. It's an Amy Butler pattern, and I'm making this duster out of Tula Pink Moon Garden. And I have all of my pieces cut out for the outer. First, I had to make, and many of you know, I had to make patchwork. This is the wrong side. I had to make patchwork to make the fabric, to make the coat. So I did all of that, which was a long process. It was probably a longer process to do that than it is going to be to finish this. But I have all of that cut out. But what I need to do now, and this is what kind of stopped me in my tracks before, because I just couldn't get in the mood to do it, is I have to now take those pattern pieces off and lay them down on the lining fabric, which the lining fabric is also a Tula Pink Moon Garden print, and I have to repeat some of those pieces onto the lining. Well, most all of the pieces. So I think today, once I get that other quilt bound, I think from there I'm going to start the duster by taking the pattern pieces off and marking the pieces that I've already cut, what they are, clearly, taking the pattern pieces and cutting out the lining. And then once I get the lining cut out, then we'll get into the construction. So here's where I am. I need to do this lining cut out here. See those pieces on there? I need to do that. And then you get down into the nitty-gritty of putting this thing together, which is not hard at all. So yeah, I never could get myself back in the mood to make the lining, to cut out the lining, because I was going to have to do the work of taking the pieces off, marking them, and then laying them down again and cutting out the lining. I don't know, I get hung up on little stuff like that sometimes. It may not sound like anything major to some of you, but for some reason I was just like, I don't want to do that. And then, so I didn't. And then I didn't, and I didn't. And now here we are, almost in another year, and I don't have this underway yet as far as the sewing goes. So I finished the catch-up on Happy Days, as you may have seen on Facebook. Friday I showed you the final blocks that I had yet to do, that I had gotten done. So yes, there will probably be in the mail tomorrow another packet to start on, but I feel so good that I am caught up on Happy Days. I will feel even immensely better when I get this duster finished, which won't take that long, I don't believe. It shouldn't. Like this week I should have it done. If I don't get into some major problem in my life this week, then I should probably get it done in a week or so, depending. It doesn't take long to put a garment together at all. So, with all of that in mind, I am going to declare January as a no-buy month. So if any of you want to get on the no-buy fabric January with me bus, let me say that again. If you want to get on the no-buy January bus with me and not buy any fabric during the month of January, that is what I'm going to do. And I'll be talking about it all month and tell you how I did. And here's the rules of a no-buy month. The rules according to lessons learned. You can use whatever rules you want. My rules are, I don't buy any fabric that I don't need for a project that I'm working on currently. What does that mean? Well, that means that if I have a project going on and I run out of a fabric, or I discover I didn't get something that I was supposed to get to finish a project that I've already started in the past, then I can buy that. But if it's just fabric off of an online live sale, or in the email there's an offer for something, or you go to Joann's and you see something cute, those are the things we're not going to buy in January. So if somebody commissioned me to make a quilt during the month of January, I will have to go and get the materials I need for that if I don't have them. So if you got something like that going on, yeah, you can buy things. If you need notions for something, you can buy notions. Try not to buy things you don't need as far as notions. Oh, threads on sale. Buy 3, get 3. I'm going to get 12. No, that's not what you're going to do in January. Or at least that's not what I'm going to do. So this is the rules, the unwritten rules of no buy January. And if you want to get on that bus with me and stay on it, we will support each other in that. The past couple weeks I have gone through a lot of things fabric wise to see, what I have. I've been forced to, because I moved some things around and I had to straighten some things up. And every time you do that, you realize what you got and how much you don't need anything else, like stuff like this. Not necessary. I could probably go out in February and have found all of this possibly. And if I didn't, would the world stop spinning? Probably not. So it's a nice way to just kind of cold turkey, not buy anything. And you'll feel so much better afterwards. It's kind of a cleansing, and people do those tea cleanses or water cleanses, or they fast for so many days and afterwards you feel so light and fresh and good. It's the same kind of feeling. So there you go. You got how many days left? Today's 25. You got 6 days left to buy fabric. If you just cannot stop yourself, you can still buy in the next 6 days, but January 1st, it's over. We're stopping it in its tracks. I desperately need to do that. All right, so no buy January, and then I will be starting my new quilt art planner here next week. And as I mentioned before, I am going to use it as a journal. So I will be journaling every day what I worked on and other details I want to put in here instead of planning forward for what I'm going to do. I'm going to see how that works. And if I get partway through the year and I'm just getting bogged down, I'll go back to planning it out and making sure I get things done. So let me know if you are doing a quilting journal this year, or if you always do a quilting journal. I'd like to hear how you do it and what it does for you. And let's see, anything else that I need to talk to you about before Wednesday? I don't think so. So yeah, I don't think I have anything else I need to chat about today. I need to get busy and find that binding or make some more and get that done. That won't take too long. And then I'll get starting on the duster, and I can't start Anne of Green Gables until I get the duster done. So we'll see how long that takes me. It might just take me to the end of December. It might take me into January. Lord, I hope not. So when I started the Happy Days thing and, said that I was going to work on it every single day until I got caught up, I got done a week early, which shocked me. And then I said, well, in January, I'm going to start on the duster. Well, I'm getting to start on it before January. So who knows? I might go start my Anne of Green Gables in January. That would be awesome. It really would. I'm chomping at the bit to start that one. So I will see you back here on Wednesday for that little quilt show, and back on Finish It Friday. Send me in your finishes, or if you received as a gift a quilt or something you want to show, or something that you gave that you want to show, that's quite all right. I will show those things, but always be sure to follow the guidelines in the description box for what I will accept as pictures for Finish It Friday. We love to see your finishes. So go ahead and put some out there for this week if you think about it. Would really appreciate it. And I guess I'll let you go so you can get going with your week. It's Monday. It's Quilt Chat Monday, and I love Mondays. Everybody knows I love Mondays. They've always been my favorite day of the week because it feels like a new beginning, and I get more done on Monday than I get done on any other day of the week. True fact. All right, we'll see you soon, and have fun, and let's get back at it. All right, bye-bye.